Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blacksburg on the Rocks Live.
Ah! Cheers, boy. Cheers to a
Raise your
Hokey
drinks.
W.
There we go.
Grayson, I gotta say, I love the fact that you are wandering around Los Angeles drinking Busch Latte. There is nothing better than that, brother.
Well, you know, it's funny. I texted you both before we jumped on here. It really is like finding a unicorn in this city. For whatever reason, you can't get it. I'm being so serious. None of the bars carry it. You can barely get it at any grocery store, liquor store, what have you. And I was out today, and I know I told you, I was like, I might just chill tonight. But I saw it out in the wild, and I was like, I mean, come on, that's like a sign from God right there, or whatever. You know. So yeah, drink Busch Light, man.
Okay, all right. Jeremy, before we get this thing started, I have a couple of public service announcements for the people. May I have the floor, sir?
Yeah, do your all personal shit in public again, Paul. Go for it. Right. Yeah, whatever.
Well, listen. This is for the benefit of all those that have decided to tune in to our show today, or even watch or listen to it after the fact. Two things.
I feel benefited already.
There you go. As the resident fat guy on this show, here's what I'm going to tell you. Two things. One, if you missed Substation 2 in Blacksburg, our friends at Hokey House have recreated the Substation 2 experience. You can either call, I think you can hit them up on their Facebook page maybe, or Instagram. I think you can just message them, or you can just stop into Hokey House like Wednesday through Friday between 11 and 2, I think, and they will make you a Substation sub. No joke.
That's awesome.
Same meat, pretty cool. Same cheese. Yeah. So if you are one of those people like myself who, once a week ventured over to Substation and got yourself a sub for there or to go, and now you're missing it.
Yep.
Hokey House. Hokey House has you covered. So there, you benefited from that. Number 2.
Okay.
If, again, as the resident fat guy on the show, I just want to let everybody know, if you're not opposed to making a trip on a weekday or a Sunday, not Saturday, don't do it on Saturday, down to the beautiful city of Rocky Mount, Virginia. For me, here in Roanoke, it's a 35-minute drive. For y'all in the New River Valley, it's closer to about an hour and a half. But I'm going to tell you right now, here's the deal. Pizza Hut in Rocky Mount has brought back the buffet and the salad bar post-COVID.
Paul, I swear to fucking God, you better have something better than Pizza Hut.
I am dead.
You got me worked up before this fucking thing said, Jeremy, I've got a few very important announcements, and I knew it's either one or the other. You're fucking with me or something major happened. I can never tell because you use that same exact tone.
That's major. What the? Are you kidding me right now? Grayson, back me up. The Pizza Hut buffet back in the day.
Listen, you used that exact same tone and approach it that exact same way when you told me you were getting divorced. There is no fucking, that's a big fucking back and forth, don't you think?
Well, no. I believe that finding the Pizza Hut buffet last week is just as big of a deal, honestly. If we're being real.
It takes me back to my childhood, the red cups. I got to be honest, I'm with Germ. That is not at all what I expected you to say. I thought it was going to be like Wright's Dairy Right in Stanton. If you've ever been there.
You're both catching strays right now, Chris Reese.
I don't know what's worse, Pizza Hut buffet or
Bush.
Chris,
I'll tell you what's worse. Fucking Wayne coming at me. They have a CVS in Rocky Mount. I don't fucking care, Wayne. Thank you.
Wayne, if you want, bro, I'll pick you up. We'll go down to Rocky Mount. We'll hit the Pizza Hut buffet, and then we'll do a drive-by on CVS. We'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
I'm sure.
Pizza did used to mean something, but I mean, I feel like they're just closing left and right.
Bro,
it's kind of a relic of the time gone by.
So I was down there for work last week, and I drove past. Now they're all like these Wing Street Pizza Hut things where you just come in, you carry out the pizza, you carry out the wings, there's no place to sit. So I drive by this store, and I'm like, damn, that looks like a legitimate restaurant. Now, understand, my fiance Bridget loves her some Pizza Hut, right? the personal pan pizza and the salad bar are like epic for her, right? So I'm like, I got to do some recon on this. I'm going to have to stick around Rocky Mount, even though I was done working in Rocky Mount for the day at like 10:30. I hung around for another hour and a half, and I rolled into the Pizza Hut. And son of a bitch, I was hoping just for a salad bar because she likes to order the personal pan pizza, and then I could be the hero, be like,
Paul, I'm so fucking bored with this story. I'm so fucking bored with this fucking story. God damn it.
Let him tell it.
Here, let me give you.
No, we're not going to let him tell it. Fuck. No one wants to hear him. We're sitting here. We're 7 minutes in. I thought Paul was making some big special ass announcement. I'm hearing about him rolling in the goddamn salad bar at a fucking Pizza Hut.
Bro.
This, I mean, for the record, this is, if you turn the pages back about a year or 2 years, this is the type of stuff you would hear on the drive, Paul's Pizza Hut adventure.
Oh, you would.
You would hear Paul's Pizza Hut adventure on the drive. And
it was classic drive, but we've only got 1 hour a week.
Yeah, we got 1 hour. But first of all,
Paul he had time to fill.
All right, I'm done. Rocky Mount, Virginia, Pizza Hut buffet, Hokie House, Substation 2. It's the exact same thing. You won't be disappointed at either one. Go grab them. And for the record, Busch Light and Pizza Hut, epic. That's what I say.
Yeah, that's right. Gentlemen, I'm pleased to be here. By the way, cheers to you guys. Cheers to a Hokie win.
Cheers, brother.
We got us one on Saturday. We got the vinegar taste out of our mouth with the Vanderbilt loss.
Did we though? Did we? Yeah.
A little bit. I did.
Okay.
I
mean, you got to think. You got to think. In 2 games, we've played one very, very solid half of football, or solid full game of football. In 2 games, we've played one solid game of football. Both halves in the second half.
This is why I don't have the taste out of my mouth.
Yeah. It was not encouraging to see us come out and fall flat on our face on offense again when we made the exact same mistakes as last week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just think to myself, if we don't get that punt return, if Jalen Lane doesn't if he does not house that punt return, what does our momentum look like coming out in the second half? They would have been up on us. It would have been 7-3, I believe. Yep, 7-3.
Yeah.
And at that point, dude, that's scary. I mean, just the difference that a touchdown makes in the momentum of the football game. But we can't do that this weekend. It can't happen.
No. If we let ODU hang around, I'm going to be dying. I mean, it's better than what we were experiencing last year, but whenever you have this much hype coming into the season and you come out and you're stumbling out of the gate, it's frustrating. And I'm really encouraged by everything we're seeing in the second half, but whenever we come out with no game plan in the first half against cupcake teams, it does not make me feel great. And if we do that against ODU, this is their fucking Super Bowl. Like, those kids are going to come to play. We can't come out flat. And our guys, like, some of them are playing really well, and we're seeing one week to the other. Delane, he played great this week. That was really good to see. Yeah, he bounced back big time. And I was listening to Andy Bitter on TSL when he was talking about our defense, and he thinks this is the week that the defensive line really starts showing out, because he thinks that this could be the time, because they're getting there. They're just not quite making the plays yet. Well, this is the fucking time to make those plays. Those kids are coming to play, and if we come out and we can match that and we can get out ahead early and stay up, then that's a statement, and that's something we all want to see. We could come out in the second half and cream them, and that's great, but I really want to see a first half performance, and I don't want to see us to come out
like 20-0 in the first half, dude.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Exactly.
I want to see a shit kicking.
Right? Like, we get into the first half, and it's like, oh, my God, here we go again. 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. Defense holds. Like, the defense is keeping Virginia Tech in the game for the first half.
This past week.
And it's just like, what the fuck, man? Like, why are we calling the same 6 plays over and over again in the first half? Like, and then in the second half, all of a sudden we get creative. Fuck, get creative at the beginning. Jeremy and I sat next to each other. How many times did we look at each other during the first half and go, what the fuck, man? Or something along those lines. Like,
oh man, I was furious. With a little bit to go, I was like, I can't fucking take this. And I stepped out and I looked for Chris Coleman behind the bleachers to bum a smoke like I would back in the day. I don't even know if Chris still sneaks behind there and smokes anymore. But I went back there and tried to do that. And then I saw Grayson here was going live, and I was like, fuck it, I'm getting on there. You know, I've been pounding IPAs in the stands.
Dude, I was not happy. And I said on I was on Tails with Dan the other day, and I got Pete's call in to Two Deep. I got that number, and I called in twice. I don't think they've released it yet. First half, I was furious.
Yeah.
And then I called in the fourth quarter. I'm like, it was never a doubt. You know, we had it. I wasn't worried. But guys, so I was texting Ricky LeBlue today from Hokie Hangover. We were just talking about different things, and I want to quote him because he sent a text to me that was really, really funny. He said regarding this weekend, and I quote, "I don't want to hear shit about flagship program if you can't send ODU to the shadow realm." End quote. Gospel. I like this is what our third time going there, which it should never have happened in the first place.
Ridiculous.
Insane. In the last 10 years, they've beaten us there twice. If you can't go there and
exert your will, assert
your will, hit somebody with your pads, like Josh Fuga said in the hype video, then it's scary, gentlemen. Like it's, I can't handle. And I don't want to hear anything. Like I can't. You can't lose to Vanderbilt in Old Dominion in the span of 3 weeks.
No,
it cannot happen. It cannot.
No, if that does happen, I mean, there has to be heads.
Oh, heads.
Like,
we'll roll.
I don't even care whose head it is. I just want to see people lose jobs just because I'm frustrated, and that'll make me feel better. I don't even give a shit. I just want to see heads.
Like
I'm a simple man.
My description on here was justifiably nervous Virginia Tech fan. I mean, this game always scares me. I don't care if it's at home or if it's in Norfolk. It scares me way more in Norfolk
than it should, than it ever should.
Than it ever should. And especially this year, guys, because we consider all the talent on this team. It should not be a contest. It should not be close. But for whatever reason, like if they engage and they keep it a tight ball game with this level of talent, I'm not going to be happy at all.
No, no one's going to be happy. If we don't come out and just like fucking roll them, everyone's going to be pissed. And hell, if we come out and we just fucking roll them in the second half, I'm going to be pissed. Like, I want to see a full game performance. I want to see us come out every single game. We should come out and we should run fucking 4 verts every single fucking time just to keep the defense honest. I don't even give a shit if the first drive is just us launching the ball down the goddamn field just to do something.
Can we talk about that? Can we talk about that real quick? I was actually listening to Sons of Saturday. Pat Finn talked about this. He talked about the lack of – we're not targeting Ollie Jennings. We're not targeting Felton. We're not targeting Jalen Lane. Jalen Lane's touchdown came off a punt return. Why you pay all these guys all this money to come back? The bad boys of Blacksburg. Steven Gosnell, I mean, huge catch.
That catch was amazing.
Great game on Saturday.
Yeah.
Why, like in the first half of the Vanderbilt game and last week, I mean, you saw it against Vanderbilt. Air raid to Ollie Jennings, had the dude beat by a mile, scores a tutty. Where is this? Like, Coach Bowen, like, what are we respectfully?
Exactly.
Like, why are we not?
No, respectfully. No, respectfully.
It's like we're trying to get
Kyron
warmed up. It's like they're trying to get him warmed up and being like, oh, here's a few easy passes. Here you go. Let's warm him up. Let him fucking loose. Let him throw some balls. We got the receivers. Even if he's not fucking Peyton Manning with his arm, we got fast receivers. We've got receivers with good hands. Let him chuck it up and let him go for it. Like, just throw a few. Just go for it. I'll be happy just to see us fucking do that. We got to take the lid off these defenses. Otherwise, we're not getting shit done because our offensive line can't fucking block.
Right.
And
that was a big concern coming into this season. And if one of my biggest concerns is, seemingly validated, what other concerns do I have that are going to just pop up and be true? I don't like that. You all don't like that. Fuck.
The crazy thing, though, was if you watch the offensive line in the second half, like they were, again, exerting their will. Virginia Tech was taking up chunk yards. They were giving Kyron Drones time. Like, why are we not ready to, like, enter Sandman hits? You should be ready to play football, right? It shouldn't be enter Sandman hits, and then we need 30 minutes to get ready. Like, I don't understand that. Like, why does this team not come out from the jump and just run over people?
I just don't understand, at least, like, you think back to last season, right, guys? Like, you think about those first 4 games where you lose to Marshall and you lose to Rutgers.
Mm-hmm.
Good teams don't do this warm-up shit. Like, good teams don't have warm-up games. No. You go at – and I just think it's so funny. You know, we're all in here right now, and we're disgruntled talking about a 31-14 victory. Like, the Hokies won on Saturday. The Hokies won. And we're sitting here thinking, like, oh, what? Damn, here we go again against Old Dominion, staring them down. By the way, that stadium is going to be packed to the gills. It's going to be sold out. There's going to be so many people there. And, like, Virginia Tech fans saying, oh, damn, you know, here comes Old Dominion. You know how that goes. So I will say, in the press conference today, Coach Pry, he did touch on the fact about how, you know, he didn't really have a say in the series, and the fact that you can tell he doesn't like that we go there. You can tell it.
Oh, yeah.
And good, by the way, good, because it irritates every Virginia Tech fan. I said this on Tales with Dan. Big boy college football programs who are aiming to change their trajectory. No blue blood, no Michigan Wolverine, no Texas Longhorn, no Alabama Crimson Tide, no Ohio State Buckeyes, sorry, Paul, would go to Norfolk,
You're right.
Virginia. They wouldn't do it.
Yep.
And, like,
Akron and Ohio State play every year. You know where they play? In the fucking horseshoe.
Yep.
Yeah.
When the Ohio Bobcats used to play us all the time and their band would kick ass, they'd be in Lane Stadium.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be there.
Yeah. It was a terrible move to make these. I understand the premise of this is our honey hole where we recruit, so let's go in there and show these recruits what we can do. But
I don't give a shit about the premise. It's a stupid fucking idea that was come up with by the people who shouldn't be around our fucking program.
I understand, but see, here's the problem. The premise makes sense if you execute. But when you go in, to Grayson's point, and drop 2 out of 2, man.
What are we doing?
Yep.
Yeah. You wonder why North Carolina rolls in and takes 757 kids?
You want to know why? I mean, and we scheduled this series. I mean, you keep in mind, this goes back to 2018 when we lost 49-35 after that Florida State game, which don't even get me started. But, like, it wasn't like we were winning recruits in the 757 back then.
No.
We weren't winning them, at least to the caliber that we are maybe now.
Right.
But it wasn't some, let's go there and win recruits. I think it was we needed a game to replace the ECU series. And that all went AWOL because of the hurricane. I know you all remember that when they canceled the game because of the hurricane, and that caused a bunch of problems.
Oh, and my God, that was the dumbest sequence
you
of
remember
events
that?
ever. Yes, I remember that. ECU fans still get riled up over it, and we get riled up over it too because it was just like, oh, but no, we were dealing with a hurricane, and you were worried about a ball game. No, we were worried about our local economy that needed this game to fucking happen. That's what we were worried about. And then you all, instead of coming to play us where there was no fucking hurricane, you all decided to jet off to Florida and prepare for your upcoming game. So, yeah, we were very within our rights to get out of that goddamn contract.
You went
shout out to Marshall, too, who showed up at the end of the season to give Virginia Tech an opportunity to get into the college football, get into a bowl game.
Agree.
Yes. Thank you, Marshall, for covering up our gaping wound.
Right. And that's the reason we went there last year. I think that was part of the deal. I talked to Dan about that. I think that was part of the deal is because they came, saved our ass to become bowl eligible. We went to Huntington, lost.
Right.
So who won that trade remains to be seen. But I don't know. I digress.
Didn't we end up going to the Pinstripe Bowl and get shit kicked by somebody that season? Was that the year? Was that the year Fuente got fired?
Mill Bowl, because that was the year I moved to LA. So we played in the Mill Bowl. Ryan Willis. We played Cincinnati in the rain.
Okay.
In Annapolis, and a hell game, and Cincinnati beat us.
Yeah.
And that was that. I think that was the first day where I was like, yeah, this whole regime ain't gonna work out. I was still telling lies then, but I was like, yeah, I don't know. So
outward facing.
Doug Erickson speaking the truth. I'm not sure Michigan is a blue blood.
Doug Erickson's a cunt. Move on.
That's crazy, and I'm a Tech fan. Like that's crazy. I
Tom Robb, through Hurricane Ivan, when we beat Texas A&M, we don't quit because of hurricanes.
I believe that was Hurricane Isabel. Tom,
was it Isabel?
I believe that was 2003 Hurricane Isabel.
Start with an I, Grayson.
Isabel.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I mean, Clark Rulin would be like, well, actually.
Clark Rulin is Hurricane Isabel.
I got to see Clark. He tailgates right near Frank and Tina. I got to see him this past game.
Clark.
I was happy to see him.
Really?
Shout out, Clark.
I'll have to go back next week.
Clark and Izzy are the best, man.
They're awesome.
Too.
Yeah, they're great.
Great human beings.
Absolutely.
Consummate Hokie fans, too.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
100%.
Man. What? So it's. Go ahead, Paul. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I mean, I always come up with three things that I want to see out of the Hokies when they play next week, right? So when they play against ODU, and I guess I'm kind of curious, Grayson, I'm going to put you on the spot here. I know you didn't prep for this because we told you not to, but that makes it better. Three things, a maximum of three things. I'll even let you off the hook. You can do one or two or three things that you want to see out of Virginia Tech when this game kicks off. Not in the second half.
Yep.
At the beginning of the fucking game.
That's what I want to see. I want to see us win the toss, right? Then I want to see us go 3 and out emphatically. And if it's not a 3 and out, I want it to be a turnover.
On defense.
On defense, that's right.
Yes.
I want to either block their punt or get a nice return. That first offensive drive, deep shot to the end zone.
Yeah.
Immediately out of the gate, Drones drops back. Felton, Lane, Jennings, running down there, deep shot, put it on a string. Like, I don't want to see, let's take our time, let's settle in. Screw that.
Make it a fucking track meet. Our guys are faster. Make it a fucking track meet.
And if you're not going to do that, which you should, by the way, you should. If you're not going to do that, you let Tootin get loose immediately. Let him establish a cadence, a rhythm. Because in the second half against Marshall, he started to get loose. There were a couple moments where I thought he was going to bust him open. And you got to let him do his thing. Get in his groove. So
as long as that thing isn't throwing, horizontally to him instead of going vertical at all.
No, I think you got to get him the ball and get him running on the edge and allow him to make guys miss. And nobody on ODU should be able to tackle Bayshell too. Nobody.
And then, gentlemen, this goes without saying. Dadgummit offensive line, love ya. Block somebody, dude. Block somebody. They can't hang with you. Block somebody. Number 70, block somebody. Sorry, I'm not.
Don't tackle our own fucking quarterback.
Block somebody. I need very good offensive line play, but hopefully that answers your question.
All right. I like it. I want to see him open up the playbook.
Yes.
I want to see the defense do what they've been doing the whole season, right? Like the defense, look, I got no beef with the dudes on the defensive side of the ball.
I agree.
Honestly, I got no beef with the dudes on the offensive side of the ball. I got beef with the play calling on the offensive side of the ball.
That's fair.
Okay?
That's fair.
I understand you're not going to be able to block everybody. Some dudes are going to blitz. They're going to throw some exotic shit at you that you may not be ready for. I get it. I'm mad about the dudes. The dudes on the field are college kids. I'm mad that the coaches don't have them ready for shit like what we saw in the first half, right? I'm mad that they're not ready to come out and block and play football. And then I love the thought about Bashaw Tootin getting loose. I wasn't gonna steal one from you, but I am. I want to see. I agree with you. Like, if you're gonna feed Bashaw Tootin, feed Bashaw Tootin. Don't run once and then do like a horizontal pass out into the flats. Like, let's get that boy churning, because again, ain't nobody on ODU that can tackle him one-on-one.
Yep.
Nobody.
The thing that's killing me is we're doing like so much shit that we saw from the last regime where they thought they were so fucking clever. So fucking clever. Oh, we're going to scheme our guys open. And okay, well, that's clearly not working. We're going, and I agree with y'all. Get Tootin the ball, get him into space, do all that. But I think a lot of the things that we're trying is them trying to do that, and it's not fucking working.
We're getting cute.
What?
Why?
We're getting too cute.
Why?
We've got better athletes. Why are we getting cute?
Way, that was the previous regime's problem. They tried to get too cute too often. And that you can sit here and be like, oh, Grayson, they put up all these numbers. Yeah, they didn't put a lot of W's in the win column. So I don't care.
Nope.
And that's why they're not in Blacksburg anymore. So
Right.
take that rah-rah somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, miss me with that. Don't get cute.
I did the rah-rah thing, and it was
so did I.
it got tired. I know, we wanted to believe, but now we've been burned, and now, like, we don't want to see ourselves go down this road again. So, Pry's having to deal with us not giving, too much. Like, we're not going to give benefits of the doubt anymore. We gave 2 years, get things in. We got this highly touted team, and then we're coming in and we're shitting the bed the first half every single game. Yeah. So that's just, it's not time for that.
With this amount of talent on your team that you have put up infinite, you have thrown the book to keep these guys in Blacksburg and to bring these guys to Blacksburg. There is no reason why you can't win the games you're supposed to win.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely none.
You're supposed to beat Vanderbilt. That didn't happen. Okay? You get one mulligan. All right? Like, you get one. You can't have any other bad drops to these teams that you're not supposed to lose to. I don't care. Going into ACC play, bro, like, we are better. We have more talent than so many of these teams.
Yep.
And so that's a coaching thing. Like, if you can't put it together, that's not on them. The talent's there.
And we have to put it together because this year's our year. The ACC's wide fucking open finally. Clemson's lost its fucking chokehold because Dabo he just can't get with the times. I mean, he's stuck in like this world where he can still like launder a bunch of money through a church and no one can touch him. But that game doesn't matter anymore because we got NIL. That's why he hates it so much. So it's wide open. It's wide the fuck open, and we can take it back because we owned it to begin with. We can take it back. And we have to get out there and do it, and we have to quit fucking around. And like you said, playing cute. Come out, pound it down their fucking throat, toss some fucking bombs, and play fucking football.
Listen, I am a big proponent of spreading things out and having some fun out there, but I'm also a big proponent of running some power eye football and just having Bashaw Tootin behind, I don't know, pick a fullback, pick a tight end. It doesn't matter to me. Call him an H-back, call him whatever the fuck you want to call him. Just make sure that he hits the hole and clears out a linebacker. And let's just run some old school 1980s power eye football. And let's just exert.
We can't do that with our offensive line.
Yeah, our offensive line won't allow for it, unfortunately.
Well, I think, you know what, though? Here's the thing. You challenge the offensive line. As a coaching staff, you tell them, look, boys, here's what we're going to do. You can either sink or you can swim. It's up to you. Doesn't matter to us. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to line up. We're going to line up with 2 tight ends. We're going to line up with 2 running backs in the backfield. And we're going to pound the fucking ball down their throat. It's up to you whether we keep doing it or not.
Right. Yeah. And then,
Tom, you're right. Like,
Tom's right.
You don't open the playbook when you have an inexperienced team, but we have an experienced team. That was the big thing everyone touted. It's not like we need to, let's get everybody warmed up. Like,
somebody asked me a question.
There's no time for
somebody asked me a question the other day, and I think that this is a really good question to put out there to the masses and to you guys. Do you believe that Kyron Drones has the coaches have given him the okay to change the play at the line?
I'll
I'll tell you why I don't. I'll tell you why I don't. Because we've seen multiple times where the offense lines up. And look, I'm not smart. In fact, I'm a dumbass. But I can see that the defense has 6 guys on whatever side of the ball they have 6 guys on, and we run right into the teeth of that. So my question is, why? Why doesn't Kyron Drones have the ability to walk up there and look at it and go, shit, there's 6 guys over here and I got 3 guys to block. There's 3 guys over here and I got 3 guys to block. Let's change the play.
This is a very familiar conversation. You all remember when we had this conversation a few years ago about not being able to change plays or already saying which receiver to already throw to? This is not a familiar, like a comforting conversation that we're having. But I'm sure Kyron has some leeway, and if he doesn't, they're going to have to give him that leeway. Like you don't pay for a stud to come back and have your stud go out there and you tell him what to do all over the place. He's not really a stud at that point. You got to let him play.
I believe in number one, and he showed me, I mean, on Saturday, guys, when he had that corner of the end zone touchdown. Drones a dog. Like
I don't
think
it's a Kyron Drones issue. I don't, for the record, I don't think this is a Kyron Drones problem.
I'm going to say something. I might get in trouble. I wish Drones wasn't. I wish Drones wasn't as close of a friend with a certain quarterback who plays for the Colorado Buffaloes as he is, because I think that's some toxic energy. Just an opinion, but I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
But that shouldn't have any effect on what happens on the field.
Exactly.
Like, and again, I don't have beef with Kyron Drones. In fact, I love me some Kyron Drones. I am so glad that dude is back at Virginia Tech. I have beef with the fact that Ray Charles can walk up to the line and see 6 guys and 3 guys, and why the fuck are we running to 6 guys? Like, even if you just call switch, right, and everybody knows, okay, whatever this play was, it's now this play, right? Like, I don't know terminology, never claimed to. Back when I played in high school, we ran a straight T 2 tight end offense. So I got very little experience in like wide open play calling. But, you know, if you're supposed to run to the 5 hole and the 5 hole has 6 guys, but the 4 hole only has 3, motherfucker, I'm going to go up there and switch. And we're going to run that ball to the 3 hole.
I mean, I guess that's a coaching thing that we by the way, Chris, yes, you're exactly right. We better score a touchdown on our first drive, whether that's on defense or offense. I don't care. Like, first drive, I don't care.
Yeah. I'm not picky.
Yeah, I'm not
picky. I need to see our offense score immediately.
Basketball.
Wayne also brings up a very interesting point. And Jerm, I did want to revisit this real quick. You had said that, I mean, this is our year, right?
Meh.
Keep in mind, guys, a lot of these guys are redshirt juniors and graduate players and seniors. Think about all the guys who aren't going to be on this team next year.
Yeah.
Like, there's a chance Drones might not be. Felton, Peebles, Tootin, like all these guys, man, like this is it. So the time is
shot.
Shout out to John Cena. The time is now. All right. Like it's got it. That's right. You can't see me. The time is now to get these wins, to establish yourself. And you can't, like, you have to take Old Dominion seriously, unfortunately.
Yeah, you have to.
You do. Given that numbers don't lie, check the scoreboard. They've beaten us twice in Norfolk. So, man, I just don't know how much more, like, we can hammer the fact that we have to beat their ass.
Yeah, we have to absolutely kill them.
There's no alternative.
And I mean, everyone was in freak out mode, and that game, even though we won, it doesn't feel alleviated, but we've got to come out and we've got to kill it, and it's got to be definitive. Otherwise, this talk's going to keep up. And imagine rolling into Miami and them still looking as good as they are, and we're still having all these questions. Like,
definition of insanity, fellas. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I mean, we're there. We've done it. We've done it over. Now, if we do it over again, how insane are we?
It just can't. It's at the top of the list of things that cannot happen.
Shout out to Roanoke College, by the way, for picking up a W.
Brian Steinspring. There you go.
Yeah.
Shout out to Coach Steiny and all those. I mean, you want to talk about some frustrating Virginia Tech offenses. I mean, you want to talk about some frustrating moments.
Man, I'll take that time whenever. I mean,
I
all
agree.
our best plays were just busted ass plays. Whenever it was just like fucking Tyrod screaming all over the place, and
we didn't know how
because
good
he
we
was so
had it.
athletic, he could just bomb it to whoever came open, and there's Danny Cole. Like,
oh look, there's Jarrett Boykin. Oh hey, there's Tyrell Roberts.
We didn't need a great offensive scheme. We had the best athletes. It was easy.
It's really too bad Danny Cole caught that ball out of bounds against Michigan and whatever that
God,
ball
fuck
was.
you, Paul.
Get him out of here. Yo, get this fool out of here.
Where's my pillow?
I'm afraid if I kick him, his thing will mess up again. I'm not going to kick him. Otherwise, I would.
Yo, get this guy out of Yo, Paul, what was
beautiful.
the Texas-Michigan game? National champion,
bro,
right?
Look, here's the deal. Here's what I'm going to tell you. This is simple. Texas is on an upward trajectory. Texas is Michigan last year. And Michigan, you had like 17 or 18 dudes get drafted into the NFL. Nobody with any common sense expected Michigan to win that game. Hoped it would be a little closer than it was. No big deal. Got the whole Big Ten in front of you. You're going to beat pretty much everybody. Ohio's going to be tough, but, by the time we play against Ohio, that game could be, you never know who's even going to be lining up for both those teams because of injuries and all this other shit. So I didn't expect to beat Texas. In fact, to prove that, I actually took Texas and the points. I laid the points against Michigan. So, common sense tells you that wasn't going to be a W. So it's all good. It wasn't playing against freaking Maryland like Michigan State did and squeaking one out at the last possible second. Because Maryland's a shell of what they used to be last year. So just saying.
Is Tua's brother still there? He's like an 8th-year senior.
I don't think so. I think he's done. That's why I'd say they're a shell of what they used to be.
Right.
I think they have Grayson Wimbish playing quarterback now.
Hey, I'm a gunslinger, man. I'll get back there, Uncle Rico style. Side on.
Oh yeah. Speaking of crazy stuff happening,
running the deep 9.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
With his 6'8", 40 speed, he's good. He's good.
Damn right. Shout out Evan Hughes.
Yeah, this is our first night going live on TikTok, by the way. They gave me TikTok live access because my Twitter has so many impressions, like 5 million over the last 3 months. So they gave me TikTok live access. So I just kind of threw our shit on TikTok. TikTok people, I don't know how to work TikTok, but I'm going to try, and I'm going to do better.
Shout out
like
to
and
the
follow,
TikTok
do whatever.
people
I don't
listening
fucking.
to us, watching
I don't
us tonight.
fucking care. Don't do it. I don't fucking care. But yeah, do it.
Keep watching.
Guys, okay, so I've heard this too. I heard the game day experience on Saturday sucked. Heard the chairbacks were weak. People aren't a fan of those.
Mm-hmm.
I heard the DJ was on some other crap. And, we still don't have LED lights for some reason. Can spend millions
You
on
sound like
chairbacks.
Joe. You sound like Joe with the LED lights.
Well, hey,
when would we be able to use them so far? Like, we haven't had a night game yet.
Doesn't matter. You use them.
Go look at the video of Nebraska hosting Colorado with the LED lights and tell me to my face that we don't need that.
think it's a great idea. I just think it's kind of an overblown thing.
It's the LED lights.
I think it's a great idea. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, we'll get the LED lights. All right.
When?
Okay, if we had an LED light show in Lane at halftime with that score, I would have just been fucking pissed. That would have just pissed me off.
Yeah,
an
but
LED
if you had
light
the LED
show
light at the beginning
while
of
we
the
suck.
game, if you
So
had
it's
the
like,
LED light at the beginning of the game, it makes Enter Sandman even more hype. So
In the middle of the day?
yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
No.
No, for sure. 100%. I'm down with the LED lights. I think that is a necessity.
I mean,
100%.
I like the idea, and it's going to be great for night games. But I mean, I don't see it as like a huge
We got
priority
several of
or
those
anything.
coming up.
We do.
Yeah.
I'll be at the one in October, gentlemen. I'll be at the Boston College game.
Yeah. The chairbacks, I mean, I didn't mind them too, but they were kind of
They're
odd, but it was really crowded.
Terrible.
It was fucking crowded with those things.
Terrible.
And
those things.
Tom Zemer, I love you, Mr. Zemer. I love you with everything in my heart, Tommy. You were the one who told me to get those chairbacks. I said, Tom, I don't want the chairbacks.
No,
I can just sit on the
awful.
bleachers. And you're like, no, they're getting new chairs. They're getting new chairs. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And I was like, Tom, I don't really want them, but okay, if you say so.
So I thought it was just me. Because I had a dude sitting in front of me, not shaming anybody, but this dude was big. He was a big boy, right? Like, here's the thing. If I got into a fight with people around us, I wanted him on my team, right? Like, this was a big old farm boy. And every time he would lean back, he would end up in my knees. Bridget was sitting right next to me. She had this little bitty old woman sitting in front of her. Same thing happened. Like, every time she would lean back, she was in Bridget's knees. The chairbacks, and they weren't any more comfortable. Like, at least if I'm sitting on the bleachers, I can kind of just lean back a little bit. No, I'm not a fan of the chairbacks. Do better, Virginia Tech. And the chairbacks in front of us, I got bruises on my knees, Jeremy. I mean, I appreciate the fact that you let me sit in your seats, but, I mean, and not for the same reason why Andrew Alex has bruises on his knees. For a different
the
reason.
great thing was the family in front of us is awesome. I'm glad we got them in front of us. They're awesome. Shout out family whose name I didn't get, or if you told me I was too drunk to remember. They were awesome. And I was just like spilling beer everywhere, and they're like, it happens. It's supposed to happen. And it's like, fuck yeah. All right, family. This is great.
Speaking of spilling beer, I bought Bridget a Coors Light towards the end of the game. She had set it down in front of her, stood up when Virginia Tech scored, kicked the Coors Light all the way down to the stairs and lost it. So if anybody wants to Venmo me like $13 for a Coors Light,
is that what they call us at Lane Stadium? Yeah, bring back the hokey pokey and stick it in.
Bring back stick it in.
Hokey pokey.
I'm telling you,
do it during the first quarter.
We got rid of stick it in 2007, and it's been downhill ever since.
Well, I've always said
the student section was singing "Stick It In."
Well, they just say,
that was cool.
They just say stick it in, stick it in. I'm like, no, you don't understand.
Well, you got to remember they weren't Hokies back when stick it in was a thing.
Paul misses his media roast seats.
No, I don't.
Hey, it's okay. I've applied for
Chris.
media passes.
It is way more fun sitting in the stands next to Jeremy talking about how the referee's mom overcooks her salmon.
Yeah, that's true. Emily won't let me curse at the refs anymore because there's like children around, so I don't go overboard. So I like say slightly off things about their mother, like they overcooked their salmon and their dinner party was questionable.
It's like
it doesn't sound great right now, but when you're in the stands, it really hits.
Oh, it's fantastic! These
are the chirps of a man who just recently had a daughter.
Yeah,
I suppose.
Yeah.
No, I was doing it a couple of years ago. Because I was in the West stands for years, and then all the like older folks, it was okay when I was around younger folks in the West fans, but the older folks got mad at me because apparently
you can't tell blue hairs to suck your dick in the West stand.
Well, I mean,
it was you couldn't yell at the fucking zebra shirts to suck your cock, you murder their family in the West stands. That's frowned upon. Clearly, it's frowned upon. So we moved to the East stands.
Jeremy,
and I calmed down a little bit.
You were on the side of the stadium where the people who were telling you to stop doing that, and I plead the fifth on how I feel about it. Those are the people who got Stick It In banned in the first place.
Yes, I know.
True.
Yeah, the people who sit on the West Stands, my family, they've been on the West Stands for years. My folks love Stick It In. They think it's fantastic. Yeah. We'll go to war for it. But by the way, our athletic director likes it too. He said it to my face.
Yes.
He likes it too. Yeah. I just don't understand the thought process behind in 2019, 6 overtime against UNC. They bring it back. It back. And they dangle the golden keychain in front of you, and then they pull it. Why?
The donors complained again.
Oh, I'm sure.
So they were just like, it's right there. We're bringing it back. Everyone loved it. Everyone was excited. It felt like we were fucking Virginia Tech again.
That was one of those moments where, like, I, as someone who joined this thing in 2016, right? I was like, wait a minute. I know this. We're not supposed to be playing this. This is fucking, and I'm in the press box, right? So, like, I can't get hyped. But I'm like, this is fucking awesome. They're playing Stick It In right now. And it was like, and then boom, just like that, it was gone again.
Yeah.
If I'm the band, you know what? You donors, you ain't.
They know how to play it.
Band.
They know how to play it always.
They practice it every year.
They practice it every single year. They know. They know what it is.
Yep.
They also get tipped whenever they go around to tailgates to play it. So I mean, they know what's up.
Oh yeah,
they know what it is.
I think you tell those donors that don't like it to pack sand and watch the game from home.
Well,
whenever I told them to suck my dick, Marnie says, you laugh, but they can take their teeth out.
Oh,
so
Marnie, you're not wrong.
Excellent, Marty. This is why we love you here.
Grayson is going, shit. What did I do?
No. All I'm gonna say is in 20 years those donors won't be around anymore.
Oh man. Ooh.
In 10 years.
Maybe.
And then my daughter will be in college. That'll be weird.
Yeah. I'm not telling any fibs, by the way.
No, you're not. I'm looking forward to the time where 55-year-old Jeremy is in the stands and little Maddie Ryan Counts is now a freshman at Virginia Tech. And she's streaming and hollering. I'm curious where Jeremy is at. Like, I'm glad that I'm only 10 years older than him because I'll get to be there for that. But, like, I'm very much looking forward to that. 20 years from now, I'm very hyped for that.
Good. I hope she's out there chugging a Borg and fucking getting wild. You have your fun, baby girl.
You think Borgs are going to be a thing in 20 years? Nah, man.
I don't know why they wouldn't be. It's a great idea. Vodka, water, some Mio. It's a great idea.
For the record, that was not a thing when I was in school. And that was I graduated 6 years ago. Borgs were not a thing when I was at Virginia Tech.
Now, Grayson, let me ask you this. The newest thing that I've noticed, and again, I've been here since 2016. The newest thing that I've noticed is carrying around the Kool-Aid jug, which ain't just Kool-Aid. Is that something? Did you guys, or were you part of the carrying around like 3/4 of a 24-pack of beer?
It was that, and then most tailgates on Center Street, they would always have a keg, and you were drinking beer out of a red Solo cup. Yeah. You were drinking beer out of a red Solo cup, and then there would be the apartments there on Center Street, and you'd go in, and that was where the hard stuff was. Okay. You couldn't have that outside because the feds were walking around, and so you would go inside to take shots or shoot or whatever was going on.
Okay.
But I mean,
that was before they really blocked it off real good.
Oh yeah, and I've been back, man, and I'll never forget coming back. I think it was like 2019, the first time I ever saw a Borg. And it might have been like 2021. I'm like, what is this? With the Sharpie and everything on it. I'm like, dude, this is crazy. Man. Yeah, I don't know anything about the boards.
Dude, I am curious. It's a great idea. I used to do something like that, a few years ago before the Borgs got popular because I was like, what? Why don't I just mix some stuff up with I would get vodka and I'd mix it in with some water and like Mio and stuff. And I'm like, this is great. Now I follow the same concept, except my hydration is an ice cube. And no Mio, it's just whiskey.
I am curious, and if anyone is watching or listening to this and wants to reach out to me, at Paul V. Wags on Twitter, what is going into the gallon jugs? I can speculate, but I really just
fucking told you, Paul.
He just said it's Mio, water, and some hard. It's cut with some hard alcohol. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Ha ha ha, Chris Arnold. No, I'm a pharmacist where I'll pour now, but I appreciate your confidence.
I don't know.
I don't appreciate you, Wayne, you piece of shit. Oh. I hope they're not playing Creed in 20 years.
Creed and Nickelback, he'll be like, come on, play Photograph.
Michelle, I love you. You're wonderful. And, of course, Marnie brought up Nickelback because he's a dick. And Wayne backed him because he's a dick.
People keep spelling.
And then Chris brought up the CVS is going to be stadium sponsor in 20 years because he's a dick. But yeah.
Wow.
I remember buying a deuce of Yingling from a guy that carried them in a backpack. Oh, that was old school Center Street in the early 2000s. That's old school, dude.
The backpack. Like, they got the boards over the shoulders, dude. It was beer in a backpack. That's what it was. And I mean, like you would pull up to the parties like as a freshman. There was always one dude who had like a 30 rack in a backpack. Yeah. And was lugging that thing around. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah,
I always
dude was great.
Out of the students that were just walking around carrying like half a case of beer. Like they had an 18-pack. You could tell they were missing like 3 out of it, and they were just walking down the street trying to get to Center Street. I will share this. Again, I showed up here as a 40-year-old, so I never got the chance to experience Center Street the way it probably should have been. But I did one time accidentally try to drive into the Center Street area. Yeah. So in my fucked up head, I thought that I could go from the radio station on Jackson Street, like kind of kitty corner, and get to the Chicken Hill. And kitty corner took me through Center Street area, right? And I got stuck in there, and I was just like, oh, shit, what the hell is this?
What have I done?
Yeah, what kind of fresh satanic shit did I just roll up on?
Oh, yeah.
And
I rode my bike through this last time on my way over to Nils' thing because I had to go to the pharmacy and get my tickets because I'm forgetful and I fucking hate myself. So I had to go to the pharmacy and get my tickets. So I rode my bike down to the pharmacy, then I rode it over because there's no point in driving into Blacksburg.
Oh,
if you can just ride a bike and it takes you 30 minutes, the mobility of that bike is well worth any fucking headache. So I did that, and then I went over to Nils' thing, and then I went up to Tina's tailgate. No problem. Anyone with a bike, if you live in Blacksburg, fucking use it on game day. It's awesome. Just ride up and down the Huckleberry. Actually, no, stay the fuck off the Huckleberry. That's mine.
Yeah. You don't want to bike on the Huckleberry.
I bike on the Huckleberry almost every day.
Well, not on game day, Germ.
It's awesome on game day. I go and I ride, and then it's great. You roll in, you get to see everyone, but also I get out, a little earlier than like the crowds on the Huckleberry.
I'm not going to share this, but I came in the back way from Roanoke, primo. No traffic on I-81. Fuck I-81.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
You'll be right back.
We'll be right back after these messages. And I love how it just zooms into the
Paul,
Michigan.
Yeah, he's zooming in on his fucking thing. At least he's not wearing the shorts this time. Oh, my God. The other week, he was wearing these shorts, and he was just lounging on the couch, and his fucking camera would just go back and forth. And, I mean, we were getting, like, very near nut shots just constantly, and it was awkward and terrible. But, he loved it.
I mean, what you said? The people in the comments were acting up.
No, just his nuts were going back and forth. I mean, everyone was loving it in the comments. No, it's especially Wayne in Ohio. He loved it.
Wayne in Ohio is
but I mean,
that's great.
It was just feeding Paul. He was loving it every second.
Good Lord, Germ, are you going to be at the Thursday night game, or does a bear shit in the woods?
Yeah, I'll be there.
You'll be there. Well.
The thing is like we're going to be trying to take Ellison to her first game soon, and that game may be it. It's just the fireworks will probably scare the shit out of her.
Yeah, that'll be rough.
She don't like fireworks.
Get her some of those little baby headphones.
Yeah, we've got her the baby headphones. She don't like him either.
Well,
I booked my.
In fact, she doesn't like anyone doing anything as far as like
extraneous
trying to control her in any way.
Okay.
So she's.
I wonder where she gets that from.
Oh yikes! Like father, like daughter.
Yeah, she's my sweet angel baby, and I love her
Grayson,
very much.
when are you coming? When are you going to be here?
So I have a wedding the weekend of the 19th, actually. So I haven't booked my flight yet. I actually booked one today to Palo Alto or to San Jose for the Stanford game. So I'll be up there for that, which I'm really, really excited about. My folks are coming out to that. So many LA Hokies are going to be up. We're going to have a lot of maroon and orange in California. It's going to be awesome.
Okay. Is there a good Hokie contingent in LA?
Believe it or not, yes.
I do believe it. Yeah. I do believe it because I've seen it elsewhere. That's a long ways from Blacksburg.
I would say the best.
Tina Googled Borg. Continue, Grayson. I'm just putting it up there for everyone.
All good. Or San Diego and San Francisco probably have the two biggest in California. LA's got a decent one, but it's predominantly San Diego. and in San Francisco. So there's going to be a lot of Hokies there, a lot of people flying up, driving up. But I get into my goal right now because the Thursday night game is the 17th, I believe. Yep, Thursday the 17th. I'm probably going to get in the 15th and drive up to Blacksburg on the 16th. That's the plan right now. So I'll be in town probably a day before the game. And
if you need a place to stay, Jeremy's got a beautiful guest room.
That's okay.
I may or may not have stayed there once or twice.
While I believe that believe it or not, the house that I lived in college, my folks actually have a second home in Blacksburg. You know, some people have a river house or a lake house. The Wimbish family has a house in Blacksburg because go
nice.
So you know that's what it is. But we'll be there. My dad will be there, and then I believe at least one of my brothers, and maybe both of them, will be there for that. So that's the trip. The Thursday night game is always the trip that my dad brings his fraternity brothers to, and that's kind of the fellas trip. Mom usually stays home for that, but it was a rite of passage in my household when you turn 15 years old and you got your learner's permit. You had to drive dad and his fraternity brothers from Richmond up to Blacksburg for the game so they could booze on the way up.
Right.
So all of my brothers did that, and so a lot of really, really fun memories. But dude, Boston College, that game's scary now.
I know.
That game's scary.
Yeah.
So a lot of time between now and then. Actually, not really, but
all of our games are scary now. Name a non-scary game at this point.
None.
Yeah, they're all scary.
They're all scary.
And I know people like sit around. They're like, "Oh, I want to watch a good football game." I don't want to watch a good football game. I want to watch us fucking kill people because I care about us fucking killing people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want to sit there and stress. I care about this team. I don't want to be like, "Oh, that was a solid game. Look at all those good plays the other team made." I don't give a fuck. I want to see them roll over and die. That's what I want to see. Fuck.
Fair.
Like Syracuse looking scary. Kyle McCord looked good against Georgia Tech. They beat Georgia Tech. Boston College. I mean, seriously, guys, I think Florida State is horrible.
They're bad.
I think they are very bad. Boston College, I mean, I think, they're a well-coached team and all that. But the ACC, we thought we were going into this season with, it's open season, our schedule's easy. But now I'm like, dude, all the people we're playing are the ones who are winning football games.
Yeah. And, of course, that's our goddamn luck. Everyone decides to come up and, this is our year. And, start hitting out. NIL's going to do weird things to football. It already is doing weird things. That's why you're seeing so many upsets all over the place.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which hurts my parlay betting. I used to be able to just go, okay, these teams are going to win because they're playing patsies. And then all of a sudden, the patsies show up, thank you, Notre Dame, and just absolutely shit kick a program that they shouldn't shit kick. But, Notre Dame losing doesn't hurt my feelings.
It's the entire schedule, a cupcake at the beginning of the season thing's about to go out of fashion.
Yeah.
Because everyone's going to prefer to schedule like a bigger name so everyone can circle jerk themselves to death about their strength of schedule. And, we played a great team early in the season. That's what it's going to be. And it should be because I want to see us play bigger programs. And I'm okay with that. And I'm okay, just not playing ODU ever again. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, after this
one,
I'm done.
Home with Michigan for me, bro. Come on, Whit. I know you watched this.
After this one, I'm so done. I would say, guys.
Does this end our series finally?
I hope like hell.
Because I thought we were done after that last one. I thought we were all just like, all right. This is not going to be
This is not
anymore.
For us.
Yes, I thought that would clean it out. But no, I mean, I guess we didn't want to break our contract, but there's some contracts worth breaking.
That's one of them.
I
don't see the point of continuing this.
Hang on just a second. I've Googled this, and I have to put on my old man glasses.
Oh, he's bringing out the peepaw glasses. Here he goes, peepaw mode.
Yep.
This is my favorite part of the program.
2025, September 13th, ODU comes to Blacksburg. 2026, September 12th, ODU comes to Blacksburg.
Good.
27, September 11th, at Old Dominion.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm dead serious. 28, ODU here. September 22nd of 2029, at Old Dominion.
No, we got to stop this.
2030 Old
Like,
Dominion here. 2031 at how old will I be in 2030? Anyway, 2031 at Old Dominion. And that appears to end the ODU. So 2031, gentlemen. So this is 24, right? So 7 more years of us and ODU. Now, the majority of those games are going to be in Blacksburg. 3 out of the 7 will be in.
Yeah, don't care. Renegotiate the contract.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Figure a way to get out.
All you got to do is bring a few lawmakers in to be like, no, you're not going to enforce that, and then you're out of it. Like that's how Virginia works. Like
if we're able to get
some lawmakers on board, no one gives a shit about contracts.
Right.
We want from Nike after that shitbox deal. I mean, hire some good attorneys and figure it out. And like
Jacob East, dark horse attorney, proud future maybe sponsor of Blacksburg on the Rocks. Shout out Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob.
There you
go. Jacob, the next Jimmy Turk.
Jimmy Turk, baby.
I like that.
Blacksburg legend, Jimmy Turk.
Gentlemen, himself. We are an hour and 1 minute into this thing. Shall we do some final thoughts?
Do we want to do score predictions, or do y'all not do that on here?
No score predictions.
I don't give no fuck about no score predictions.
No.
Everybody's just picking numbers. Nobody fucking knows.
Score predictions for me forever when he claimed that Virginia Tech was going to beat, I don't even remember who it was, like 48-0, and Virginia Tech lost. So I never do score predictions anymore.
Honestly, I like that, especially this week. Forget about it.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, we're going to do this many touchdowns. There's too many variables. No one can predict this bullshit.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. No,
final thoughts?
I'm not doing that. Grayson, final thoughts, sir, about Hokies, about life, about Blacksburg.
Final thoughts. Thank you to you gentlemen for having me on. This has been a lot of fun.
Thank you for coming on. You're welcome anytime. If we're on, you got a permanent drop-in link. You just drop in and you say hey to us.
Well, yes, sir, I'll do it. But I mean, like we said, high intensity, be physical, come out, smack Old Dominion in the mouth, and get on here next week, and you two had better be talking about us kicking their ass. Go Hokies. That's all I got to say.
Nice.
I like it. If we're not talking about us kicking their ass, I'm going to be pissed again. And I hate being pissed. I don't like that. I don't want that to happen.
You'll see me again if we.
Now I kind of
Brian's
want us
upset.
to squeak out a win.
There's no Burt Reynolds angles from Wags tonight.
Here, hold on.
Hold on.
Here, let me just adjust this a little.
There's probably kids watching this damn thing.
See, I think it's the George Costanza. That's what I always think of. Is George posted on the couch.
Grayson, in case you missed this, last week for whatever reason,
I listened to
I was
it.
lounging here on the couch. For whatever reason, my iPad just zoomed out and just kind of caught a really sweet crotch shot of all of this. I mean, look, ladies, here's the problem. I'm taken. I'm not interested. Stop hitting me up in the DMs.
Holy shit, our TikTok viewer count exploded.
Oh, wow. Funny how that works.
Just like that, the Discord is going crazy.
There's a lot of middle-aged women that are now chatting in the TikTok.
Sorry, girls. I'm taken.
He's taken.
Very happy. Jeremy, final thoughts from you, my man.
My final thoughts. I mean, it's great to be on here with you all. It doesn't matter what happens next week. To be honest, as far as we're going to react almost the same way. I mean, if we happen to lose, we're going to react really bad. But if we win by a little bit, we're going to react bad. And if we win by a lot, we're still not going to react all that great because we're going to be like, of course we won by a lot. We were supposed to. But what about this next week?
Yeah.
That first loss really fucking threw things off.
It did.
If we would have won that first one, eking by Marshall, we would have been like, okay, we got slow starts, but we're still feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
That is not the case right now. Like, there's no feeling comfortable this season. Like,
justifiably nervous Virginia Tech fan.
Grayson, scale of 1 to 100. 1 being we're fucked. 100 being no problem. We're gonna run train on ODU. Where are you at on that 1 to 100 scale?
I'm not even kidding, and this is a byproduct of the loss to Vanderbilt. I'm like at an 85. Like I don't feel confident. about it.
Okay.
I don't. Like, show me something. Show
Okay.
me that in week 3, it's year 3 and week 3.
Yeah.
Like, don't, if there are children listening to this, plug your ears for one moment.
Let your children listen to this.
Let your nuts hang. You're better than they are. It's very simple.
Speaking of which, tomorrow Igor, my puppy, gets his nuts chopped off. Very excited about that.
Damn.
He's a terrorist, so very happy about that. I'm going to actually have him made into a necklace for Jeremy.
I mean, I'd wear something like that, Paul.
I know you would.
Don't tempt me. Like, whenever you do things like this, I'll do things out of spot. Like, I still have that Nickelback license plate on the Jeep. Still, to this day. There's still a Nickelback license plate. Like, that little license plate cover, it is still on the back of my Jeep because, well, number one, I'm too lazy to take it off. And number two, I'm just gonna own that shit. Because that was a really good
Ohio
joke.
For spending
and
the money on that.
Every time I see it, it makes me happy. But it also kills me a little inside because I know people are looking at me like, who the fuck likes Nickelback that much?
It's everybody's guilty pleasure. I'll die on that hill.
They are not. They're not any kind of pleasure for me.
Oh man, that was Wayne texted me while we were doing the drive and he was like, I just bought a Nickelback license plate for Jeremy. I'm gonna have it shipped to you.
I forgot Wayne's the one who did that.
And the fact that I just rolled up to the pharmacy, right? Like public parking lot. And I'm just back there with a screwdriver taking Jeremy's license plate off. People are coming in. I'm waving to them.
There's condo owners everywhere. You think they'd be looking and seeing. Nope. Just brazenly out there, fucking with my license plate.
Take the license plate right off his car. Put the Nickelback. Yeah. That was fantastic. I must have talked to like 3 people while I was doing it. Hey, how you doing, man? I'm good. How are you? I'm excellent. I put my new Nickelback license plate frame on.
Marnie, that was terrible.
What's that?
All right, you all. Grayson, stick around for the after hours. We got to let your audio upload so I can do a mix. I've got to get these out quicker. Everyone who joined us, thank you for joining us. I'm going to start getting these audio pods out a little faster because we kind of have to now the football season's here. Did you just, where's that heart? What the fuck is that, Paul?
How about that? Shout out to my iPad for giving, a little bit of love for all of you out there.
This is insane.
I fucking hate you. I hate you. Oh my God, that's terrible. Oh my God. Grayson, thank you for coming on. This is great. Thank you to the 82 viewers who are watching us on TikTok. That's pretty good for our first TikTok. Thank you all. Everyone, this has been Blacksburg on the Rocks. Yeah.